Did you know that there was 3 Sandlot films? I forgot about them. Let's rank them starting now. Hey everybody, Justin here from Justin Watch Movies. Thank you for stopping by on my channel to talk about the Sandlot films. I totally forgot that there's 3 of them, and I've seen all 3 of them. We have the Sandlot from 1993, the 2004 ripoff sequel, Sandlot 2, and the 3rd film, Sandlot Heading Home, which was a DVD film in 2007. I totally forget about those 2 movies when I think about the Sandlot film, because the Sandlot film is so great. But in honor of opening day for baseball, March 29th, we're going to talk about all 3 of these Sandlot films, and we're going to rank them from worst to best. It's going to be hard because the first Sandlot film is one of the best sports movies I have ever seen, and I cherish that movie. It is a perfect film. But we got the other 2 to talk about, so let's start this video off with the number 3, and that is Sandlot 2. The Sandlot 2 has no effort going into it. It's a blatant ripoff of the first one. It is a sequel to the first one, but it honestly feels like they're trying to create a remake of the very first one. We have James Earl Jones returning in his role, but we have a lot of characters that look like the characters from the Sandlot. We have dialogue. We have situations that these kids are being put into that feel like we've seen it all before. And with that, I feel like there's nothing new for this film. I do adore the first Sandlot film, so it makes sense that I would somewhat adore the second one. But there is no heart going into this movie. There is no chemistry amongst these kids. They don't feel like friends. And the scenes just feel very forced and awkward when it comes to them playing baseball or them arguing with other teammates. It is a film that honestly does not feel like a sequel, and it feels more like a blatant ripoff of the very first film, and for that it stands as the worst Sandlot film. Coming in at number 2 is Sandlot Heading Home, which is a 2007 release about a very cocky baseball star that gets sent back in time to 1976 so he can relive his glory days on the Sandlot and hopefully choose friends over fame and kind of learn some lessons along the way. And I enjoyed this movie. It's a very corny, straight-to-DVD film, I'll give it that. But one thing I did admire about this is that it brought back Squints in this role, the actual same guy that played Squints in the 1993 film. And we do have characters like Benny Rodriguez that had returned again. And it's different from the first 2 films. It's not the best Sandlot film, I will give it that. But it still has some enjoyable moments, some fun characters in there. And it has a good message throughout, choosing your friends and having fun with that. So it is a bad film at times. Some of the writing is very cringeworthy, but I like some of the characters that have returned because they were so memorable in the first Sandlot film. So seeing them once again was a nice return. And that leads us to the best Sandlot film, obviously, the first Sandlot film in 1993. Guys, this is a perfect movie. I love the Sandlot. It is so amazing with its characters, its situations. It really just feels like they're natural friends. There's nothing about the writing that really feels scripted or forced at all. It just seems like these kids are really enjoying themselves, and honestly they're friends off screen as well, which definitely works for this movie. There's so many fun moments in here. It's just not all about baseball. It's about having the time of your life and having that one memorable summer. I think everybody's had that one memorable summer, and this was the summer for them. And when it does have baseball, these kids know their stuff. They know about the great Babe Ruth. There's so many cool moments in here where they're just talking baseball, and they understand it just as much as I understand it as well. And they have the love for the game. They're day in, day out, spending hours just playing baseball, and that dedication for the sport really shines in this movie. The Sandlot is a really fun family film. It has some really great characters, and just many moments that I loved when I watched it as a kid in 1993, and I still love watching now. It's one of those baseball movies that I'm so excited to watch once opening day starts. It's one of those best baseball films. I would say probably the best baseball film I have seen. So there it stands as number 1 for the best Sandlot film. How would you guys rank all 3 of these Sandlot films from worst to best? Leave your thoughts down below for them. And when people think of the Sandlot, I think a lot of people forget that they had a sequel in 2004 and a 3rd film in 2007. I totally forget about them when I talk about Sandlot. So make sure to leave your list down below and predictions on the MLB season. What is your favorite team, and what do you think is going to happen with your team? My team is the Seattle Mariners, and I haven't given too much thought about the Seattle Mariners because they haven't had too many successful seasons in the past. But I would love to hear what your favorite team is and what your prediction is for this season. And I love connecting with people who love baseball. That's actually how I connected with Adam from Almost Sideways, because he had a Mariners hat on one of his videos. And I said, "Go Mariners," and I found out he just lives a couple miles away from me. So I love to hear your thoughts on the Sandlot movies and baseball in general. Leave your thoughts down below. You guys are the best as always. This is Just Watch Movies. Happy opening day for everybody, and I can't wait for the rest of the season. And you guys stay classy, YouTube.